guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Ricky Myers, and this is the golden age of hard rock, where I bring hard rock goodness to your dirty little ear holes. Today's beverage of choice is a little something something out of Lagunitas Brewing Company in California. And I'll be drinking this today out of my Cleveland glass. And the reason why it's going to be the Cleveland glass is because of these 15 must-have live albums from the 70s, at least 7 of these bands are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, you know how I feel about that, and I think you probably feel the same way. It's a travesty that some of these bands are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I've got 15 albums here, and 8 of them, the bands are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but yet they have albums that are the best ever made. Cheers. As it always is. Okay, because this is such a long list, trying to organize it now, let's just jump in and get started. First caveat. I'm not saying these are the best live albums from the 1970s. I've got 15 here. There's going to be some that are not represented here, and they may be your favorite from the 70s. I'm just saying, hey, these 15 albums deserve to be in your collection. And the first, they're not ranked or anything. I'm just gonna go alphabetical. So first is AC/DC. If You Want Blood, released in 1978, and this one really caught AC/DC almost at their pinnacle. I say almost because I think the tour after this, which would include songs from Highway to Hell, would have actually been their pinnacle at that time, at least during the Bon Scott years, right? What else we got in here? Anything else? Okay. Yeah, this would be made stronger with at least the song Highway to Hell added to the set list on it. But as it is, it's still damn near perfect. And I would venture to say, for somebody out there, this is their favorite live album, period. I mean, your set list was Riff Raff, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, Bad Boy Boogie, The Jack, Problem Child, Whole Lotta Rosie, Rock and Roll Damnation, High Voltage, Let There Be Rock, and Rocker. So there's number 1. Number 2, alphabetical, keeping it alphabetical. We got Glare. I don't have the artwork for this one, but I do have the disc, and it's Alice Cooper. The Alice Cooper Show. Came out in 1977. Your set list was Under My Wheels, 18 Only Women Bleed, Sick Things, Is It My Body, I Never Cry, $1 Billion Babies, Devil's Food, The Black Widow, You and Me, The Trifecta, I Love the Dead, Go to Hell and Wish You Were Here, and the closer, School's Out. I absolutely had this album in vinyl in 1977. I played it all the time. It was one of my favorites. This, along with some Kiss albums at that time, that was my foray into hard rock. Those two artists, Alice Cooper and Kiss. Continuing on, we've got the Blue Oyster Cult, Some Enchanted Evening. And could have also gone with Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet or On Your Knees. But I chose this one just because of how much I like Don't Fear the Reaper and Godzilla. And they're both on here. Yeah, do I have a set list here somewhere on this thing? This was a single disc. Most times it's double albums, but like AC/DC and Alice Cooper and so far Blue Oyster Cult, these are single live albums, not double live albums. So you got Are You Ready to Rock, ETI, Astronomy, Kick Out the Jams, another cover, Godzilla, Don't Fear the Reaper, We Gotta Get Out of This Place, another cover. If you saw my recent video about Blue Oyster Cult, one of my little pet peeves is that as great as these cover songs are, I would rather hear Blue Oyster Cult songs in concert and on live albums. But there you go, Blue Oyster Cult. Next one coming up is one everyone should know, but maybe you don't know this particular cover. And it is Cheap Trick at Budokan. And if you're not familiar with this artwork, this is the complete concert. So in 1979, it was a single live album, but there were more songs performed at that show. And this double album, live album, is the result of the entire show, adding in some of those songs that they cut out to make it a single album. And all I can say is, I think they should have released this as a double album all along. I know back in 1979, I couldn't get enough of At Budokan. I wanted more songs, and at that time didn't know that there was a full another album worth of songs. And I'm going to tell you what the ones are that are missing in just a second. Just want to make sure I get all this artwork in for you. There's Bunny Carlos on the drums. Yeah, that there, and just the ending here. So I'll tell you what. So the songs that were not included on the original album that you will get if you go out and purchase this is Hello Kitties, Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace, Downed, Oh Caroline, Alvita Sane, High Roller off of the Heaven Tonight album, and Southern Girls and California Man off of the Heaven Tonight album. So I wish they would have released this all along as a double album, but it is out there now if you can get it, and I recommend that you do. Here's another one. I have a burned copy of this. I don't have the actual disc in it. Deep Purple, made in Japan from 1973. Absolutely, someone will say this is their favorite live album of all time, and I would not be able to argue with them. Here's another one. I have the album on this one instead of the burned disc to show you, and it's Foghat Live. Again, another single live album, not a double live album. And my God, I played this thing to death. I had this one on 8-track tape, so played it basically until the 8-track was destroyed. Next up, moving along, Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. Yep, there's someone out there that will say this is their favorite live album of all time, and who would I be to argue with that? I realize now as I'm saying this, I'm gonna have to pick one of these at the end of this video as my favorite live album, and I have not thought once about it before I turned this camera on. So Judas Priest, I think gotta be a set list in here. Yeah, Exciter, Running Wild, Sinner, The Ripper, Green Manalishi with the 2-pronged crown, Diamonds and Rust, Victim of Changes, Genocide, and Tyrant. Man, this is a great live album. Next up, absolutely, someone, cheers. Absolutely, someone will say this is their favorite live album of all time. Kiss, the first one, Kiss Alive. You got a little bit of artwork in this thing. Man, how many hours, I wonder, did I spend in the 70s listening to this album? Back when you had to put it on, take the needle off at the end, flip it over, play the other side. And of course, this one came with 2 albums, so you're changing albums. I don't know how many hours I spent listening to this album, but none of them were wasted. So I will try to do the very fast rundown of the set list. Deuce, Strutter, Got to Choose, Hotter Than Hell, Firehouse, Nothing to Lose, Come On and Love Me, Parasite, She, Watching You, 100,000 Years, Black Diamond, Rock Bottom, Cold Gin, Rock and Roll All Night, and Let Me Go, Rock and Roll. Kiss Alive. Next up, just had an anniversary last month, Queen, Live Killers from 1979. Had the 8-track on. Oops, okay. I had the 8-track of this one, and oh man, that's a lot of graphics there. So I had the 8-track of this one back in 1979, and you know, you get an 8-track back then and you just play the hell out of it, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, remember for the first time hearing the fast version of We Will Rock You, and really I wasn't familiar with the song Brighton Rock and that amazing guitar solo that Brian does in that one. Anyway, Queen, Live Killers, for your listening pleasure. Here's one. Ronnie James Dio gets represented in the 70s by Rainbow on Stage. This one's only 6 songs, right? Kill the King, a medley, Man on the Silver Mountain, Blues, Starstruck, Catch the Rainbow, Mistreated, 16th Century Greensleeves, and Still I'm Mad. But open it all the way up. But how are you going to represent the 70s without something from Ronnie James Dio? And this will be the second one to feature Ritchie Blackmore, because we also had Deep Purple made in Japan. Moving up to the R's, we are at REO Speedwagon Live. You get what you play for. And this is in here simply because Gary Richrath slays on the Gibson Les Paul. Once Gary left this band, I totally lost interest in this band. Whoever Kevin Costner got to play guitar, Dave Amato, I believe it is. I'm not sure if that's the right name. I mean, he does a great job of copying what Gary Richrath created, but as I heard Gary once say, he'll never, ever spend any minute of a night on stage playing a song that Dave Amato created. But Dave Amato will make a living recreating the art of Gary Richrath. Anyway, nothing against that guy. I don't have any ill feelings. I just am not interested in anything to do with REO Speedwagon. Certainly not what's going on today, where it's the Kevin Richrath band. Next up, Scorpions, Tokyo Tapes, 1978. Damn, this was a good one. I bet you somebody will say that is their favorite live album of all times. And someone will definitely say this because it had an anniversary recently, and a lot of people love this album. I love it myself. I'm not going to say it's my favorite live album of all time, though. Boom. Black and white, a lot of black and white photos. And one more. Not my favorite live album, but God, it is a solid live album from the 70s. When you take into all of these that you've seen so far, I mean, it was a decade of hard rock. Here's one. I only have a burned copy. Always looking to upgrade and find it out in the wild, but Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, another one that I played and played and played. Came out in 1978. I think I had it very shortly after it came out. But an excellent double album. And the last one, the number 15, is going to be number 1 in a lot of people's polls. UFO, Strangers in the Night, 1978. The back, and as you open this one up, you get different graphics. I love that shot right there. Then we have to unfold it even more. Okay, then this page here is just all text, and our last fold would be this one here, right? And is that got? Nope. Okay, here's your set list for this one. Hot and Ready, Cherry. Oh, and I am wearing a Michael Schenker shirt today too. Hot and Ready. Cherry. Let It Roll. Love to Love. Natural Thing. Out in the Street. Only You Can Rock Me. Mother Mary. This Kid's. Doctor Doctor. I'm a Loser. Lights Out. Rock Bottom. Too Hot to Handle. And Shoot Shoot. Okay. Out of those, man, so many great albums from the 70s. And there are some that I have not mentioned, but could technically be in the hard rock genre and put in here. Leonard Skinner, One More for the Road, Bob Seger, Live Bullet, bands like the Allman Brothers. I don't really consider them part of the hard rock genre. But there's so many more live. Paul McCartney, Wings Over America, a good album, great album. Yeah, some of those early Pink Floyd live albums. But anyway, so many. And I don't mean to leave them out. I just thought these reflect this channel more accurately. 15 of them. So now I'm looking here and I'm going to just have to pick one of these, right, as my favorite out of what I have here. I don't know if it would still be this pick when I do the 80s section, but right now my favorite live album from the 1970s was the last one, UFO, Strangers in the Night. Okay, so those are my rankings. I'd love to see or not my rankings, this is my ranking, but I'd love to see if your favorite album from the 1970s was one of these or it was something else. Let me know down in the comments, guys. And until next time, keep rocking.